So I asked the question about letting go because obviously I was going through the Akashic um, during the new moon, and I wanted to know what I need to let go of in order to plant my new seeds, and what needs to develop, and that literally is what they told me. So we went back into letting letting go of sort of my kind of inaction and the things around me, like the energy that's stagnant. In order to do that, the reset, that all I need is to get out in nature, in community, with friends, with family, was kind of the short of that, and into the heart. Off the back of that, something that we fast forwarded to the end of the session is that there are shadows in my past life that I am kind of slowly unlocking. However, it's like anything and the image that they gave was like a little kid lifting weights and then a big man lifting weights, that you have to start with the little weights, energetically speaking, so that then we can layers by layers. And that felt very relevant in terms of the energy of this year, of where I'm heading in the wood snake energy. So those layers being lifted, and these black images that I haven't unlocked and accessed yet, starting to develop. And we did look at one, which jumped back, because as soon as she was saying about the Indian, there's two lives that I remember. One in which that flew back to me when I was in Egypt, of being sort of American Indian, South America and the Americas, though the two lifetimes, I believe, and cycles that happened there. One of which I died as warrior. The one I thought that she was talking about is when I remember dying, and actually my ex was my brother, a brother in arms, if you like, because I was a male warrior in that life, and I had sacrificed myself so my friend, could live. And that particular soul had issues because of people dying in his own life and in his current life, because his fiance had committed suicide and stuff. And we'd always had a very strong soul connection and friendship as well. So that link made sense to me. And I'd said there was something he needed to hear from me, that I had obviously chosen to do that. That was my choice in dying, and to let go of that, and that we aren't responsible for others when their actions. And obviously for me, it was knowing that there is obviously this strong link for me wanting to sacrifice myself, that comes through in my astrology with the Piscean energy, self-sacrificing, self-sacrificing myself, hang on, put the cat in, over that of others first, and to kind of letting go of that. So because the theme of my reading today was of what to let go that would be a benefit in the highest good. There's no need for me to do that anymore. And then the lifetime of the betrayal, and there was a betrayal by a friend. This is one that came back during my time on my path of the I Am, when I was working with the images of very South American Mayan sort of temples. And I think I did a live on this when I worked with the energy of water, because there was huge emotion that flew back to me in the memory of the water, of like a Capricocha like child, and in one life being shown a mother who had kind of done a deal with the priest to not take her child, but they took the child anyway, and sacrificed, and then seeing obviously myself as that child who was being sacrificed, and seeing it from all angles. The mother's love, and the child's sort of semi-betrayal, that it had still happened in one level, but also as the sacrificial adult warrior, of the knife coming down, and it literally slices through this part, and almost pretty much fully of this part of the body, and literally almost decapitates my head from my body, but not quite, but slicing through, but obviously a death blow. And this blood on the temple floor as the last thing, and knowing that that was a wise elder, that was someone that I'd worked with and that had betrayed me, and that's the life that's very painful, and links to South America and that part of the Atlantean, further down the ancestral line, and betrayals. And I had seen this kind of ethereal, and she mentions this in the reading, ethereal being and a betrayal from that. We looked at that, and she said there was witnessing of like a gong going on. We were whizzed back in time, and they had said that they were going back and forth through past and future, and through my heart, and like a timeline on zipping through on a an iPad. And that's literally like my memories felt like they were doing. I was being shown me as an American Indian warrior, and sacrificing life there, this betrayal in South America, and this elder. And then and what she was saying about this gong going off, and it took me back to the lifetime that we were talking about in our last reading, as myself as a geisha. But this time the geisha was as a small child. This is probably why she went along that path, which obviously that lifetime was quite a sad lifetime. I'm slowly unlocking that. There's a lot of obviously imprinted memories and things that can be let go of now in my history, and related to where I am now on my path of working with the master, that apparently a master is about to come into my life. I also have this elder and master who is with me ethereally, who was my father in that lifetime as a geisha that we touched on today, and he brought much joy, much wisdom to her, the child that was me, that is me, and that he then walks with me and stays with me in other lifetimes with his hand on my shoulder. And I feel a culture, like someone putting it, it's a reminder to lift the spirits. So he has come forth as one of my guides, and his incarnation in this lifetime, I believe she was saying, I'm about this, because we were talking about how someone is going to come into my life that my business will spark, and to do with the teaching, and obviously martial arts. And she was saying that there was an image of a class and a gong, and then me as a child, and the warrior and the martial arts, and was learning that from my father, so in that lifetime as an elder. So that there is a heritage within me, which is obviously why I'm drawn to it in this lifetime, that I'm about to unlock. But there was a lot of sadness. Obviously, she lost her one true love, who went off to battle and died in battle in the geisha life. There, as a warrior, an American Indian, died and sacrificed herself for her brotherhood. And there was a betrayal within another lifetime that I'm slowly unlocking. And it might be that through karmic debt, because obviously in this lifetime I'm going to need to go to someone to teach me as a master, in that lifetime where I was the master and the elder, and there was a betrayal of this ethereal white being from other planes, and how that was betrayed. I'm not sure entirely in that. I've got to unlock that fully, but the impressions and the emotions that were coming through from that, from my own meditations on what came through, was that there was a sense that it was a betrayal of the core of the being, a betrayal of what we were teaching, and that's that theme of being a wisdom keeper, and it then not it being twisted in what we were teaching. So that was said that with time, I need to energetically be at the right sort of learning path, and to access those memories and that part of my Akashic records. And once I get there, then I will be, because it could be that I was the one that had that initiated betrayals in that lifetime, and therefore that's why that death happened, and accepted that shadow side, and henceforth why in this lifetime I've blocked certain things to get to the point of karmic balance, if you like, because we have to live in terms of all of our lifetimes. There's so many lifetimes we live on each of these roles of the two, in order to get to the center point, to see from all those levels, for the soul to rise to that definite shift. So the takeaway from today was like, there's this beautiful red balloon that the father figure kept giving me, in terms of what that means was like eating ice cream on a hot day, being outside in the summer, going to it's all those joys in life, and the reminder that that is just important on our spiritual journey, which obviously is what my namesake now is. Teresa is like corn, sowing the corn. It's the everyday, it's the spiritual being every day. And so even my namesake has meaning for teaching others and teaching myself, and learning through experience and expressing through my soul's path and journey. There was a part at the beginning where we were going, and I was asking about what to let go of, and then we didn't actually go into my contract as such, but we did sort of there was a reset button in the pipes, and we went into this flow of love, being that when I'm in that flow of love, it's like a reset button, that reset connecting to the heart. That means that things happen faster. So little piles, I'm looking around like these little things around me, if you like, little fires that need to be put out on my soul's journey. That flow of the heart energy is what will put them out and extinguish. And every time then they may come up, which things do inevitably on our journey, then I'm easier able to put them out. So thank you for continuing to listen to my soul journey. Today, as I said, it was about what do I need to let go of. There's not necessarily anything I need to let go of, apart from the period of this season that I've been in now, of kind of a hermit-like energy that I've undergone through Christmas, to now come back out and get out there, putting myself out there. And one of the things that Claire had shared with me from Divine Eminence, from the Lightworker group, was that fear of being seen. And obviously with what I do, there's been lifetimes where I've had my head literally lopped off and been drowned, and I do remember those ones, for that, what they call the witch wound, on many levels, that as to why. But as we move into the energy of this year, which is that of the wood snake, when I'm recording this is this growth, this is this shedding of these skins. It'll allow me to access these little black pictures, if you like, that are coming up, these little areas. And for my soul's journey, each of my lifetimes and the wisdom within those lifetimes are part of this soul incarnation's journey, drawing on the wisdom from that in order to share and embody as the guardian. She said, like, she saw me when I'm sitting in the room, and then the black cat there, and my third eye is very open, so I witness what she's actually doing during the Akashic, and I feel safe in doing so, because I'm always doing that whilst my cat energy, black cat guardian energy, is with me. As for me, I am an embodiment of holding sacred space. So yeah, what was the other things that come through as I walk through, as these people are coming into my life, and it was quite good to do this obviously on the new moon and at the new year. I am ready, I am opening up to that, I am in training, if you like, energetically speaking, in order to do more heavy lifting on an energetical level for others. So as I do it for myself, then the more I can then share, the more that I can then have, by sharing my story, others can hear their own stories in my words, and may even be from lifetimes. So yeah, so that as the American Indian warrior in me, because just to add to this, because it was last night when I attended the Zoom for the IBOC, they had asked us to ask Bridget what gifts she gave, and she gave me a staff, a snake, a healing snake, and the snake, obviously both representing wood, snake. I was like, oh yeah, dirt, yeah, okay. So this, for this year, a laurel circle. And Alexa, what's the spiritual meaning of laurel?
According to an Alexa Arsis contributor, laurel is a plant with dark green leaves and yellow flowers. It is also associated with honor, achievement, and victory,
Honor,
represented by a wreath made from its leaves.
honor, achievement, and victory. So this year, those are the properties, those are my words, is what I heard from that, is what I need. I am stepping into my honor, my achievement, and victory for myself, and it's representative of the warrior. And obviously the lifetime I'm unlocking are those of the warriors that died in honor, that died with honor, for self-sacrificing self, that they were painted, and the symbols, and I was seeing these beautiful symbols, and a seal, Celtic seal as well. And I have with me, I'm told by other people, that a Celtic warrior that's by my side, but very much so from the Akashic today, this was a Chinese, the father of the geisha. My lifetime as a geisha stays with me, as one of my guides, who is there and reminds me to have joy in my life in this one. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about my reading.